You miss Trump yet?
I sure could go for some mean twits right now.
Right.
I would take 20 mean tweets.
Yeah.
Fire them
Gas
off.
prices. Yeah.
You know,
He's looking good.
Man,
Yeah,
He
losing
cut out the
weight.
fast food. And
yeah, something like that.
Good for
I
him.
remember 2019, man. Best economy. People were cheering.
Last
Jim
good
Cramer
year.
was like best numbers of our lives. COVID happened. I can't blame Trump for COVID.
I know.
You know, but I can't. You know, he was going along with it. He should have fired Fauci. There's a lot of things he could have done better, but it's a natural disaster of sorts.
Part of it is.
But under his administration, in the first few years, I mean, things were skyrocketing.
Yeah.
The economy was through the roof.
Booming.
Business was a booming. Now where are we? I mean, Trump didn't start any wars. He was trying to get our troops out of the Middle East. He made some absolute foreign policy mistakes, often with drone strikes, military strikes, missile strikes, commando raids, etc.
But nothing ever came out of them.
But the last couple of years, he was like, he's pretty good. I'm like, all right, you know, Donald Trump's got a potty mouth, but this ain't bad. And then when Joe Biden comes along, I'm like, I'll take the potty mouth. Plus, Trump's second term agenda was legit. He had like school choice on there.
Yeah.
Now we're 8 months in, and it's like Democrats voted for this. We got the border crisis. We got the Afghanistan withdrawal problem. We've got an economic crisis. We've got the eviction crisis. We've got job shortages, fuel shortages, food shortages. Holy, Joe Biden screwed all
I
us
won't
up.
blame him. The economy was on its way down, even though they gave it that one last ride before they started printing the other. Like we were already at 18 trillion in deficit. I
But
think,
the
by
rhetoric
time Biden
around,
got in.
but I mean, at that point, you know, the rhetoric around lockdowns definitely accelerated. It made it worse. And, you know, again, there was nobody to take the DeSantis approach and just say, hey, guys, let's stop this. Follow me. Trust me. Let's not lock down because that's going to kill us where we're at. And, you know,
And there's a difference between the debt and the economy. The debt's a problem. It means, you know, we're going to see inflation. The government is overspending. It's overexerting itself. But when you have debt, the train is still moving. It's causing problems and it's bad. But when you just stop everything, that was the Democrats. Now, again, Donald Trump should have fired Fauci. Donald Trump was all about 15 days to slow the spread, but it was mostly Democrat governors who went hardcore. Trump does deserve some of the blame for the COVID response. Absolutely. Could have fired Fauci. Could have said no to a lot of the stuff. Thought he was doing something good.
He was like, I'm going to race a vaccine out as fast as possible, everyone. Yay.
Well, that was part of
Yay.
the issue, though, that we took a vaccine-centered approach. Again, Trump's original idea with the red and green zones, or however they did it, again, just testing, rapid testing. That was a much better approach. Rapidly test the individuals, you know, make sure. Number one, the fact that we're still using PCR is just, you know, it's an affront because PCR doesn't detect whether or not you're carrying a viral load that you can actually transmit. A rapid test would be very much suited towards that because that basically gauges your load, whether or not you can actually give somebody COVID or you can't. And then you quarantine the people, basically tell them, hey, go ahead and do this, stay away from these people, and you keep everything moving. The fact is, we took a vaccine-centric approach where we wanted to lock everything down until we got vaccines. Well, we got them.
Well, hold on. We wanted to lock everything down for 15 days to slow the spread so hospitals didn't overload. Within 15 days, it turned into just a couple more weeks. Then it became just until we've stopped COVID. Then it's like, we'll get the vaccines. Don't worry. Once we have the vaccines, then we're back to normal. Then we get the vaccines and they're like, okay, well, you still got to wear your mask if you get the vaccine. Then they were at the point where they're like, look, we need everyone to do weekly tests. And if you don't want to do a weekly test, get the vaccine. Now we're at the point where they're like, even if you've gotten the vaccine, you need a weekly test. That's at University of Arizona.